Welcome to Course 4, Foundation, Certified Supply Chain Professional, CSCP, course, by SPAO Academy. Topic 3, Sourcing Products and Services, Section 10, Ethical and Sustainable Sourcing, Lesson 4, Building a Responsible Sourcing Program. Building a responsible sourcing program. Understanding why ethical and sustainable sourcing is important is one thing. Knowing how to build a program to achieve it is another. For a beginner, the task can seem overwhelming. Where do you start? How do you manage suppliers you've never met? This lesson provides a practical, step-by-step framework to build a responsible sourcing program from the ground up. Think of it as constructing a house. You need a solid foundation, strong pillars, and a good system to maintain it. Learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the key stages of building a sourcing program. Explain the importance of a supplier code of conduct. Describe the process of onboarding and evaluating suppliers. Understand the concept of continuous improvement in supplier relationships. The core principle. A journey, not a destination. Before we dive into the steps, it's crucial to understand a foundational concept: continuous improvement. You will not have a perfect, 100% ethical supply chain on day one. The goal is to make steady, measurable progress. A responsible sourcing program is about creating systems to understand your supply chain, identify risks, take action to address them, and then start the process all over again to get better each time. The 5-step framework for building your program. We can break down the process of building a responsible sourcing program into 5 key steps. Step 1. Secure leadership commitment. A responsible sourcing program cannot succeed if it's seen as a side project for the marketing or sustainability department. It requires buy-in from the very top of the organization. Why it matters. Implementing changes often requires budget, new personnel, and the authority to hold suppliers accountable. This only comes with support from leadership, e.g., the CEO, VP of supply chain. Action for a beginner. Build a business case, don't just appeal to ethics. Present a compelling business case to leadership. Highlight the risks of inaction, e.g., reputational damage from a scandal, supply chain disruptions due to climate change, and the benefits of action, e.g., increased brand loyalty, improved efficiency, access to new markets. Find a champion. Identify a senior leader who is passionate about this topic to act as the program's sponsor. Step 2. Map your supply chain. You can't manage what you don't know. Before you can assess risks, you need to understand who is in your supply chain. Most businesses have a Tier 1 understanding, the companies they directly buy from, but risks often lie in Tier 2 and beyond, their suppliers. Why it matters. A child labor scandal at a raw material farm, Tier 3, will damage your brand just as much as a problem at the factory you directly contract with, Tier 1. Action for a beginner. Start with Tier 1. Create a simple database of all your direct suppliers. Include basic information like location, number of employees, and the types of products they make for you. Ask the where question. For your most critical products, e.g., your best-selling item, ask your direct supplier, where do you get the primary raw material for this product? This is the first step to looking beyond Tier 1. Step 3. Assess and prioritize risks. With a map of your supply chain, you now need to identify where the biggest risks of unethical or unsustainable practices lie. You likely won't have the resources to audit every supplier at once, so you must prioritize. Why it matters. A risk-based approach ensures you focus your time and budget where they can have the biggest impact and where the company is most vulnerable. Action for a beginner. Identify high-risk factors. Categorize your suppliers based on 2 factors. Geography. Are they located in countries known for higher risks of forced labor, corruption, or weak environmental regulations? You can use resources like the U.S. Department of Labor's list of goods produced by child labor or forced labor. Industry. Commodity. Are they in a high-risk sector like textiles, agriculture, e.g., cocoa, coffee, cotton, electronics, or mining? Create a priority list. Your highest priority suppliers will be those in high-risk geographies and high-risk industries. Start your assessment efforts with this group. Step 4. Engage and develop suppliers. This is where you move from assessment to action. The goal here is not to catch suppliers doing something wrong, but to work with them to improve. This is often referred to as supplier development. Why it matters. Simply cutting ties with a non-compliant supplier often doesn't solve the problem. It just moves them to a less responsible buyer. True responsibility means helping your partners grow. Action for a beginner. Communicate your code of conduct. Create a simple, clear document outlining your expectations on labor rights, health and safety, environmental impact, and business ethics. Share this with all your priority suppliers. Use simple assessment tools. Before a costly on-site audit, start with a self-assessment questionnaire. Ask suppliers basic questions about their policies. Provide support. If a supplier is struggling to meet your standards, ask why. Do they need training? Do they need a longer payment term to afford better equipment? Collaboration is more effective than punishment. Step 5. Track, verify, and communicate progress. A program without verification is just a policy. You need systems to ensure your standards are being met and to share your journey transparently with your customers. Why it matters. Verification builds trust, and transparent communication holds you accountable to your goals. Action for a beginner. Verification. Start with simple, announced audits for your highest priority suppliers. As your program matures, you can move towards unannounced audits or third-party certifications, like Fair Trade, B Corp, or SA 8000. Track metrics. Don't just track the number of audits. Track outcomes. For example, percentage of priority suppliers compliant with our code of conduct, or tons of recycled material used in packaging. Communicate honestly. Share your progress on your website or in an annual report. Be honest about challenges, not just successes. This builds credibility with increasingly savvy consumers. Summary. A beginner's action plan. If you are starting from scratch, here is a simple action plan to begin your journey. Month 1. Create a one-page business case for responsible sourcing and present it to your manager or leadership team. Month 2. List your top 20 direct, Tier 1, suppliers. Identify their location and industry. Month 3. Draft a simple, one-page, supplier code of conduct. Use it to start a conversation with your top 5 priority suppliers, those in high-risk areas or industries. Month 4. Send a simple self-assessment questionnaire to those top 5 suppliers. Ongoing. Review their responses, offer to help address any gaps, and document your progress. Conclusion. Building a responsible sourcing program is one of the most impactful things you can do for your business and the world. It protects your brand, strengthens your supply chain, and aligns your operations with the values of your customers and employees. Remember to start small, prioritize based on risk, focus on continuous improvement, and be transparent about your journey. It's not about being perfect, it's about being committed to doing better. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you want to learn more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your like means the world to us and helps this channel grow so we can continue bringing you great content. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.